It is time. Main event for War 18. No ropes, barbed wire championship match. There is a hush over the arena as the ring is surrounded in barbed wire. And here comes the reigning and defending War Wrestling Champion, the guiding light Matthew Taylor, as his Revolution lines the runway, Moondog.
The scene is set and it is grim.
Moondog, there is an ominous feeling over this arena as we set the ring up for barbed wire.
I don't like barbed wire. I'll tell you that, Jay. I was in a barbed wire steel cage match, and this cut over my left eye was the most dangerous thing I've ever had happen to me. I thought I was going to lose my eye. So yeah, barbed wire are very dangerous. And you can see Joe Lopez has special gloves on in the ring right now.
He is the War Wrestling Champion, the Guiding Light, Matthew Taylor.
Matthew Taylor embracing his Revolution followers. Could this be one final embrace?
I would hope that the Revolution would stay in the back, but with them, you're always going to be disappointed in their behavior and their actions.
It was last month at Nobody's Fool, Matthew Taylor picked this stipulation, sending a message to Mojo McQueen, wrapping him in barbed wire. And since then, our date with Destiny has been set. A violent date with Destiny, our barbed wire massacre.
The guiding light, Matthew Taylor. He's an influencer. He's a guru.
And notice the Revolution to the back, except for one, Jexy Black. You know, for somebody who's about to fight inside barbed wire, Matthew Taylor seems eerily calm right now.
It seems like he's indoctrinating some of the fans as he makes his way into the ring.
Gingerly making his way in.
Yeah.
Matthew Taylor has entered the barbed wire. And now let's get the introduction of the challenger. Interesting look for Mojo McQueen tonight, not the normal mask.
No, he did the right thing. He covered up. You can see his legs aren't exposed. His chest isn't exposed. His arms are, but that's going to happen regardless. But yeah, he has changed it up a bit.
He's hearkening back to a Mojo McQueen of old, maybe a more evil, a more vicious Mojo McQueen. One thing to note, Moondog, before this night, both Matthew Taylor and Mojo McQueen have said the same thing. Forgive me for what I have to become. An ominous message before barbed wire massacre.
Want to thank everybody who's been in attendance tonight. This is going to be a great main event. Moondog Mooney along with Jay Ronick, and we are coming to you live from the Empowered Sports Center in Lima, Ohio. And Jay, this is going to be an epic event.
We started off tonight celebrating our Hall of Fame inductees, and now we end it with this barbed wire championship match.
No doubt, two future Hall of Famers right there.
We talked about it in the unsanctioned match. There really wasn't a winner. There was a survivor. Will we get a survivor tonight in our main event?
There you see senior official Joe Lopez has those special gloves on. They're tactical gloves so that he can operate within the ring without hurting his hands on the barbed wire. They'll also protect him from any blood.
You even heard Cody Hawk in his Hall of Fame induction speech. He said, be careful of the unpredictability of the barbed wire. And now it's a personally driven feud. Bell sounds, we are underway.
There's no guarantee that barbed wire won't snap if somebody rolls into it.
Matthew Taylor almost in a prayer position, almost asking for forgiveness before this barbed wire championship match. What in the world? He tried the fireball again. It was back in December at end of days. That's how Matthew Taylor won the championship. The fireball in the eyes, and he tried it again tonight. Mojo charges. Going to be an interesting dynamic in this match. No ropes to spring off of. You cannot get as much momentum for your offensive attacks.
And that'll cut down on Taylor's toolbox.
Mojo charges again. Matthew Taylor hooks, big right hand blocked by Mojo. Answers with his own. Matthew Taylor trying to fight, but Mojo McQueen with the early advantage. Headbutt to Matthew Taylor. And Taylor inching towards the barbed wire.
Taylor, it's very odd, does well with larger wrestlers.
Matthew Taylor loves to use his speed, but right now he is trapped inside the barbed wire. Mojo trying to send him face first into the barbed wire. Matthew Taylor puts the brakes on and fights away. Kick right to the midsection. Matthew Taylor looking for a little bit of separation. A right hand, not to hurt himself. Oh my goodness. The Voodoo King answers with a headbutt. That one rocked Matthew Taylor. Big knife edge chop. No effect on the Voodoo King. Another one. Almost inviting Matthew Taylor right now.
See, oftentimes Taylor would hit the ropes to get momentum, and he can't do that.
Instead, he eats another headbutt, and that one took him to the canvas. Jexy Black with words of encouragement for her leader of the Revolution, the World Wrestling Champion. Watch out, Matthew Taylor. In dangerously close proximity to that barbed wire. Mojo grabs him by the hair. Gets into the barbed wire. Whoa! Matthew Taylor puts the brakes on. Mojo sizing up Matthew Taylor in a clothesline. Takes him down.
Matthew Taylor may be the guiding light of the Revolution, but Mojo McQueen, the Voodoo King, is guided by the voices of his ancestor, and he must be war champion again. And I don't know what levels he's going to have to go to get the belt off Taylor here tonight in Lima.
He said, forgive me for what I have to become. That's a dangerous man. That's a dangerous side of Mojo McQueen. As he went to bite on the top of the head of Matthew Taylor, who's now right up against that barbed wire once again.
And there's Jexy Black.
Mojo, front face lock.
Black
setting up vertical suplex. Nicely done. Quick snap suplex.
Black offering words of encouragement to Taylor.
And notice, in opposite corners, there are boards covered in barbed wire. An ominous steel chair in the ring, the Revolution's weapon of choice.
Now, there's a table outside the ring as well. It does not have barbed wire on it.
As of now, who knows what's going to happen later in this contest? Who knows what the Revolution has in store? Matthew Taylor in trouble, trying to shove. Trying to keep his face away from the barbed wire again. And he went to the eye that time. Went right into the eye hole of that mask to create some separation. But again, Mojo McQueen.
There's also a glass bottle of Goofy Juice down there.
Is that what we're calling it now? That we're calling it the Kool-Aid. Mojo McQueen unfazed by Matthew Taylor. Matthew Taylor in trouble. Almost opened himself up for this, though. Mojo has him by the throat. Right up against that barbed wire again. Went right to the eye hole again of that mask. He almost ripping at that mask now. And now the steel chair comes into play. Right to the midsection.
Notice Taylor instinctively turns to the ropes, but there are no ropes.
Speaking of the no ropes, Matthew Taylor gonna shove Mojo McQueen back into the barbed wire. Mojo gonna use his size and his power to push Matthew Taylor to the center of the ring. Taylor attempting a suplex possibly. Gonna shift his momentum, watch out! Trying to suplex him into the barbed wire. Mojo shifts his weight. Counter, front suplex, down goes the champion. And Mojo stalking his prey. The crowd fully behind the #1 contender. Matthew Taylor reaching for Jexy Black, and he'll be pulled by the trunks, now by the ankles. Jexy Black trying to pull him out of the ring, and Mojo with a stomp.
Was that a tug of Taylor?
A tug of Taylor it was, and
Here at War?
Jexy Black, no fear, looking right into the eyes of the Voodoo King, who will pick up Matthew Taylor. Watch out. Look at this, wheelbarrow suplexes him over. And watch out in the far corners, barbed wire looming everywhere.
Yeah, that table creeping eerily closer to the guiding light, Matthew Taylor.
Mojo standing over the fallen champion. What is going through the mind of the Voodoo King?
And are the Revolution really not going to be involved in this match?
Look at Mojo gouging at the face, gouging at the eyes of the champion, now biting him again. Almost a scream coming out of Matthew Taylor that time. A very deliberate pace from Mojo Moondog.
Yeah, he's taking his time.
Clubbing blow across the chest.
I mean, why would you pick up the pace? There's nowhere to go. Even if you try to slide out of the ring or go over the top rope, you're going to hit barbed wire. Keep it slow, keep it methodical.
Matthew Taylor almost looks limp right now as Mojo holds him by the collar, now has him by the hair. And Mojo gonna position him, swing it back in, elevates the, nice jogging, into the barbed wire goes Mojo, back first into the barbed wire.
And what is Taylor setting up
and
for?
A hush comes over the Empowered Sports Center. Mojo stuck in the barbed wire and a running boot to the head, and now Matthew Taylor unloading.
Like a fly caught in a barbed wire web.
And now the chair throws the chair at Mojo McQueen. The impact of the barbed wire paying dividends for the reigning champion. Steel chair off the spine.
Lopez, our senior official, once again, he is the third man in the ring, checking on McQueen.
And now Matthew Taylor working on the ankle. And again to the spine. Dissecting Mojo McQueen with that chair.
Taylor wasn't able to use any kind of power or leverage move, so this is what he's resigned to.
Taylor with that chair. Off the skull! Directly into the face of the #1 contender. He is hurt. And what is he doing now? What did he get from Jexy Black? No. What in the world? It's a tool bag of some sort.
Are those forks and knives?
Maybe forks and knives. Look at that, stomping on the chair, standing over Mojo McQueen. That is a fork. Oh, right to the top of the head. And again. Repeated shots from Matthew Taylor. Now he's gouging into the head of Mojo McQueen. Ripping at the mask even. Just the disrespect to rip at the mask of Mojo McQueen.
Taylor focused on removing that mask, and
Pump
again,
kick to the face.
Again, instinctually, he went to the ropes and realized those are ropes.
Gouging right at the top of the head now. Ripping and tearing at Mojo McQueen. He's got that mask ripped wide open right now. The total disrespect, and now he's stabbing that fork into his head. Repeated shots from Matthew Taylor.
I've heard of hammer fist, but that was hammer fork.
This is a sick, sadistic side of Matthew Taylor, just grinding and grating the face of Mojo McQueen. Just continuing now to rip and tear at the mask. Oh, he's got it wide open now. And a kick to the head. Mojo tried to cover up his face, opened himself up for that boot though. And now with the mask gone, the protection gone, the fork directly into the forehead. Look at Joe Lopez's face, he's in disgust. Just driving into the forehead. Mojo trying to fight out with back elbows, and Matthew Taylor again to the top of the head.
hard to watch and hard to call as well.
He's got a handful of them. One was bad, now he has a handful of them. Just
one is bad, more is worse.
stalking his prey is Matthew Taylor, a handful of forks. Mojo trying to get to his feet. Taylor charges. Oh my God! Top of the head. And look at that sadistic smile on Matthew Taylor's face. To the top of the champion, the challenger's head. The champion standing tall. Mojo is in trouble, guys.
Yeah, again, McQueen struggling to get to his feet. His own mask is blinding him.
And again, right back to the top of the head, one of those forks, gouging into the head of Mojo McQueen. Oh, and just repeated shots now. All Joe Lopez can do is sit and watch as Matthew Taylor dissects the #1 contender.
Forks, it takes me back to Abdullah the Butcher
Now he's got
and the damage he would do to his opponents.
He's got the book, almost preaching his sermon over Mojo McQueen. And Jexy Black, does she have a fork of her own? Oh, right to the back of the head. Mojo lunged at Jexy, opened himself up for a shot to the back of the head. Matthew Taylor now, circling his prey. Pump kick right to the jaw. It staggers Mojo.
McQueen is up to
Mojo!
Oh!
He's got a fork of his own! Right to the top of the head! Gouging into the head of Matthew Taylor! Just, oh my goodness, he's just driving into the top of his head! And the Voodoo King, double axe handles him down now. Repeated shots. Here comes Mojo McQueen, lighting up Matthew Taylor. Mojo, that might have been his last ditch ever, though. He's on spaghetti legs.
A burst of violent offense from the former champion, Mojo McQueen.
Mojo throws down the forks instead, grabs Matthew Taylor, wind him up, power him down. Can he go for the pin? 1, 2. Taylor kicks out at 2. Great show of strength by Mojo McQueen.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Jay. Nice strong kick out by Taylor. He's still got a lot left.
And notice Mojo going back to the mask. The importance behind that mask. Trying to just get his second wind here, but he can't stand up. What's he doing now? He's reaching over toward a timekeeper's table. Look out, Slick Rick. He might have the hammer. I think he has the hammer. Oh,
those are bolt cutters.
Bolt cutters. He's got bolt cutters. No.
This is straight out of a horror movie.
Right into the face of Matthew Taylor. Just going right to the face of the champion with those bolt cutters.
Now this is an opportunity. McQueen could cut some of that barbed wire down.
Right now he's looking to cut down the champion. Again to the top of the head. Oh, just driving into the head of the champion.
Oh, it's sickening. Oh.
This is just hard to watch at this point. Gouging at the top of the head of the champion. Referee right there to check. Matthew Taylor, he's in trouble. Matthew Taylor, dazed, confused.
And he's been lacerated.
Deep laceration potential at the top of the head. And Mojo going right back to it again. Right back into the top of his head again. Just continuing to open up the champion's head. This is not for the faint of heart, Moondog. And now, you talked about it, Mojo cutting open.
He's got to be careful. When that stuff recoils, he could get caught. He's got to be really careful here.
Cutting open the barbed wire on one side. Just raising the danger in this matchup.
And you can see his view, his vision is still obstructed by that mask that's been torn.
They are free to exit. There's forks in the ring, there's bolt cutters in the ring. Matthew Taylor is bloodied, and a table of 4. Oh my gosh, super kick through the table.
And Mojo McQueen also hit the guardrail. I believe the back of his head snapped right off the guardrail.
Mojo McQueen gave Matthew Taylor the opening to recover when he cut that barbed wire down. He pays for it as Matthew Taylor sends him crashing through the ringside table. Matthew Taylor examining the blood coming from his own head.
Jexy Black gloating, spitting insults at the fans here in Lima, Ohio.
Matthew Taylor, something in mind here, circling the ringside area. The bloody champion looking under the ring for what in the, is that a baseball bat? It's a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. He's got a baseball bat wrapped in more barbed wire. Mojo McQueen is out across that table. Finally staggering to his feet now.
He's going full Lucille.
Oh, Mojo fighting. Oh, right to the back. Just sticking into his back. Again, that barbed wire sticking into his back. Mojo McQueen in trouble. Matthew Taylor one more time, this time to the midsection.
Oh, that must be a vampire bat. It's looking for blood.
And now, the bloody champion. Standing tall over the #1 contender. Gonna corner him in. Now what's he got in mind? Instructing Jexy Black to get something. More barbed wire. Loose strand of barbed wire wrapping it around the skull and the face of the challenger.
A crown of barbed wire for the Voodoo King, Mojo McQueen.
Reminiscent of last month, how he left nobody's full. Taylor charges, bicycle kick to the face. The last time we were in the Empowered Sports Center, Matthew Taylor wrapped Mojo McQueen in barbed wire. He does it again tonight, and this time, the vicious kick to the face. Throws the bat into the ring. Mojo McQueen in trouble. Not sure where he is. Oh! Mojo McQueen, he's got something in his hand.
I believe he took a cane or a crutch from one of the fans at ringside.
Anything goes in this barbed wire championship match. And now Mojo with the barbed wire in his hand. And right to the top of the head of the champion, right in the open wound with the barbed wire.
Oh, and one of our photographers nearly got clocked.
Everybody at ringside, please step away. Oh, Matthew Taylor, fork again. There are forks, there's barbed wire, there's broken tables. It's a war scene out here, and Taylor pulls the guardrail closer. What is going through the mind of Matthew Taylor? Gonna drape the challenger across the guardrail. Taylor back up to the apron. Taylor into the ring. Stagger. He's lost a lot of blood. Taylor from the ring. Oh, right across the back of the neck. Right across the steel guardrail. Dropped all of his weight down across Mojo McQueen.
And Joe Lopez, the referee, checking on McQueen, trying to discern whether McQueen can continue this battle here in the main event at the Empowered Sports Center in Lima, Ohio. It's War 18.
Oh, and Mojo with a chair. Taylor was trying to grab Mojo. The challenger answered with a chair. Matthew Taylor back into the ring. He's got that barbed wire bat once again as Mojo staggers back to the ringside area. He'll follow the champion in. Taylor with the bat off the skull this time. Cover, 1, 2. Mojo McQueen powers out.
Lopez barely got a 2 count.
Taylor looks in disbelief and the challenger sits back up.
He has risen.
Mojo McQueen has risen. Taylor charges in. Nice counter. Into the barbed wire. Chest and stomach first. Into the barbed wire goes Matthew Taylor. Taylor in trouble. Mojo double leg takedown. What's he gonna try here?
Single leg Boston Crab.
Would you have ever thought you'd see a single leg crab in a barbed wire match? And Jexy Black's in the ring. Jexy with the chair. Oh, the spine. Uh-oh. Nothing. Didn't even phase him. Jexy Black. Oh my
Mojo.
God. No.
Mojo, don't.
Mojo's got Jexy Black.
No.
By the throat.
It's too far, Mojo.
Up. Down. Choke slam to Jexy Black. Down goes Jexy Black. Finally, Jexy Black. Oh. Face puncher by Matthew Taylor. 1, 2. Mojo kicked out at toe. Matthew Taylor, that's how he won the title, and the challenger sits up again. Mojo back to his feet. Taylor begging off, apologizing at this point. Oh, and Taylor picks up Death Valley driver into the barbed wire board. And Mojo's stuck in it. Cover. 1, 2. Mojo somehow got the right shoulder up. The challenger stuck in the barbed wire.
Is Taylor's faith waning?
Matthew Taylor in disbelief right now. He grabs the steel chair. Opening the chair. What's on the mind of the champion now? He's asking for another chair, asking for Slick Rick's chair now. Taylor. Oh, vicious shot to the spine. Taylor setting up something. He's got this barbed wire covered table. And he's got 2 chairs in the ring.
The world's most devilish erector set.
What evil plan does the War Wrestling Champion have next? Taylor setting up. Telling Joe Copez even to watch the board. Look at this. Another instrument of destruction for Matthew Taylor. Barbed wire table across 2 chairs.
No good can come of this.
And Taylor admiring his handiwork as the challenger tries to rise to his feet. Kick right to the hamstring that time. Gonna pick him up, could be another Death Valley driver maybe. Gonna take him to the shoulders. Mojo McQueen this time fights off. Got him by the throat. Up, chokes in a counter. Super kick. Rocks the challenger.
Right under the chin with that one.
Another one into the chest. Whoa, dangerously close now is Mojo McQueen. Taylor charges up. Body drop through the barbed wire table. Taylor agonizing in pain. Cover. 1, 2. No, just 2. Somehow, Matthew Taylor kicks out.
And the crowd really wanted that when they thought it was over.
We were a half a count away from a new War Wrestling Champion. Mojo looking for more. Gonna create some distance. Oh no. What does he have now?
Oh.
Another bag. We saw forks in the last one. Oh no.
Thumbtacks.
Hundreds and hundreds of thumbtacks. Just spilled across the ring. The never-ending bag of thumbtacks. Taylor can't even get to his feet. McQueen pulling the champion to a vertical base now. Oh, Taylor had thumbtacks in his hand, threw right in the eyes of Mojo McQueen. He got a fork again. Over the fork. Mojo caught him. Has him by the throat. Taylor trying to use the fork. Up. Choke slam into the thumbtacks. Choke slam into the thumbtacks.
Oh, holy foley.
Just sticking into the back of the champion. Has him up. Could be the spellbinder. Spellbinder! The Spellbinder! Cover 1, 2, 3!
He did it!
We've got a new champion! We've got a new champion!
Mojo McQueen has done it!
Mojo McQueen has done it! He has regained the War Wrestling Championship!
And he did it here at one of the biggest events of the year, if not the biggest, the anniversary, the 18th anniversary of War Wrestling.
Matthew Taylor tried everything in the book to put away Mojo McQueen, but the Voodoo King reigns supreme tonight! What a fight, what a war!
An epic main event to cap off an epic card.
The revolution falls tonight. The Voodoo King reigns supreme. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us at the 18th anniversary. The next time we'll see you, September the 11th, united we stand.